Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Season 2, Episode 2 of the Vine Podcast. My name is Eleftheria.
And my name's Soraya.
And today we ask you to sit back and enjoy some wine with the Vine as we talk about dating and couples at Dawson.
Ooh, romantic.
So, Soraya, what are your thoughts on the Dawson dating scene?
Tragic, dry, and I feel like hookup culture has gotten so bad. Like, nobody wants to, just date, to have fun, or,
For real. Oh, my God.
to have a relationship or anything like that. Everybody's
geez.
Okay, I want this. Who's willing to give it to me?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I follow the Dawson confession page just because sometimes I get a kick out of what people are saying. There are so many people thirsting on there. It's kind of questionable at this point. Is everybody obsessed with hooking up and stuff? Nobody wants any what happened to can I take you out for a coffee sometime?
Take me out. Let's go have some food. Do something fun.
Let's go to an escape room. Let's go on a walk in the park.
Let's go
on a
walk.
Picnic.
Yeah, I've never been on a
Picnics are so underrated, especially for dates. I think. Oh my God.
That would be the best thing. Okay, so basically I started being following Dawson TikTok and Insta way before I even came here, around the time when I thought about oh, maybe I'd want to go to Dawson, whatever. And everybody was starting warning us about okay, 6th floor nursing, P-wing, 8th floor
P-wing.
8th floor couches. P-wing, yes.
P-wing? It looks like a hospital in there. What?
People be getting dirty in hospitals. You don't know. These people will go dirty on a mannequin. They're very nasty.
On a mannequin?
Like I said.
Oh, my God.
My friend told me a story, and it was on the bed, mannequin beside him. They were going at it.
What?
Nobody cared. Nobody cared.
Why is everybody, at Dawson so thirsty? But, speaking about that question, we're not the only ones thinking this, right? Because we collected some hot takes about Dawson's dating situation from Dawson students themselves. And somebody literally says, why do people not just date? I see people complain all the time, but this school definitely has hot people. We're 10,000 people. If you can't find something that suits your taste, maybe you're the problem. What do you think about that?
It's true.
Definitely.
Honestly, it's true. Hallway crushes, I'll have a new hallway crush every 3 hours, every 2 to 3 hours, honestly. And it'll be the same people. It'll just be okay, you're walking kind of differently. Maybe,
Maybe.
It's maybe.
Yeah.
But it's never oh, I'm never gonna act on it.
I've never had a hallway crush before.
Oh.
This is not saying I'm the problem. It's just I stay in the same hallway at school. So my options are limited.
I get it, but you're probably the problem.
How dare you? How dare you?
You're probably the problem, honestly.
I have people in my gen ed classes that I find attractive.
Next hot take was people need to take more chances. They do.
Yep.
They do. In my whole life.
Everyone's so shy.
Wait.
Kind of.
In my whole life, I think I got rejected maybe once. Mm-hmm. Never again have I ever talked to anybody. And that's on maybe 15 people I've asked out and I got the number. And the one time, never after.
Never again.
Never again.
I feel that.
Never
Absolutely.
again.
Oh
And the person had a good reason. I was still okay, this has took a big shot at my ego.
See, when I have a crush,
can't do this.
When I have a crush, I resort to childish schoolgirl tendencies. I'm talking batting my eyes, twirling my hair. I know. I'm thinking back on my behavior and I'm just what?
That's bad.
It's bad.
Really bad.
And then I ended up actually going into their face and being do you have an Instagram? And they're I'm sorry, I have a girlfriend. Do you want it anyways? And I'm
oh God. Do you want it anyways?
And I'm
what for?
oh, thank you, I'm good.
It serves no purpose now.
Yeah, it was super awkward. But I'm gonna keep shooting my shot. If I find somebody attractive and I want to get to know them better, I will shoot my shot. Because other people won't do it.
It's
So
true.
I'm gonna do it.
Like, this is very like somebody said, middle school and high school vibes.
Absolutely.
Like, awkward. It's like, it's kind of like you know everybody, but you
more
don't know
forward in
everywhere.
high school, literally.
Like, seriously. Like,
People were
will be
more
like,
forward in high school. What?
there'll be clear indications, like fire, like fire in the air. Like I
warning
like
signs.
You. Like, it's. I don't get it.
I know. And then there's also like another like problem. Too many people hook up with too many people. The kiss maps are insane.
They are.
What is a kiss map?
Oh my god. Like, you don't know, like, the number of people, like, who be, okay, they kiss, but this person's not with them anymore, or, like, oh, okay, they did it one time, but, like, he's best friends with her, and, like...
Like, all the context and the history, that's what a kiss map is?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was, like, a literal map, and people were, like, saying, okay, I guess this person,
It makes me think of Heartbreak High, when they literally made a map of who
That's
did
what I'm
who.
thinking of. Now that we're kind of done with listening to some of the students' hot takes... Which, by the way, thank you everyone for participating in this survey. Your contributions made this episode possible. So, let's get down to the game that we have set up for this episode. Basically, we have a list of qualities here, and we are going to label them if they are green flags, red flags, or beige flags. Do you want to go ahead and read our first one off?
Yeah, sure. He or she, or they, makes you a priority.
I'm going to go green flag, honestly. I think it's super Yeah, I know I said beige when we were doing, like, a test, but I had, like, some time to, like, think about it and stuff, and I don't know. I really do think it's a green flag.
Okay.
As long as they don't put you above every single thing of their life, like, above their health, their, like, work, which work can be very important.
I get it, but I'm on the side of I want you to put me on top of everything else. So I'd say,
Girl.
major green flags. Like, when I say honestly, I want to be like rethinking constantly and being like, should I get a restraining order? Like, what's going on? Like, should I think this relationship through? Yeah. But yeah, makes you a priority. Green flag?
Yeah, green flag. I'm good with green flag.
Okay. Listens to alpha male podcasts.
Red flag. Red flag.
I don't know if I could wave like a black flag, meaning death. Like death onto you and your family. And like your whole like descendants, because what is this?
I'm so sorry. Alpha male podcasts are
so
the worst
early.
thing. It's disgusting.
Like honestly,
it really like honestly, the fact that so many people buy into it is genuinely really scary.
Like, when I started talking to a guy and I was like so into it, I was like, oh my god, yes, he's cute, he's nice, everything seems great, and I'm like, oh my god, I love this podcast by this like TikToker, like who do you like listening to? It's like, I listen to this guy and this guy. I was like, oh,
oof,
ew, like ew, like, and like you're happy about that, like you're proud of yourself. It's like, yeah, like they're great, honestly. I'm gonna get onto Bitcoin. I was like, oh, I just saw your true colors there, bro.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Please.
Walk away. Run away. Drag myself away.
Has an ex who is in good terms with them. Beige flag.
Beige.
Yeah. Because I honestly don't see anything wrong with somebody being on friendly terms with their ex. Like, as long as they don't put, like, that ex above you and the current relationship, I think a friendship is still fine, because a lot of people split mutually with their exes. Sometimes they're in the same friendship circle and they kind of part ways and they don't want to make things awkward, so they're still like friendly with them.
No, exes and friendship, I don't believe in it unless it's like, okay, I want a boyfriend, he wants a boyfriend. No. Or else no. Or else it's just like, oh, we don't talk to each other. It could be like, oh, okay, you guys like ended it on good terms, but not on such good terms that you guys like literally like still hang out one-on-one.
Okay.
That, I'm
yeah,
like, no.
That is personally a little bit iffy.
Like, if I ask you about, how was your day? Oh, well.
I spent it with my ex.
Exactly.
That's kind of, yeah.
So, both
Again,
agree?
it depends on the context, I think. But I'm saying beige flag because if you mutually end things with somebody, I think it's fine. If it's totally mutual, and if it's done on good terms, and it's without being in poor taste, I think it's okay.
It's also level of maturity, I'd say.
That too.
So it could go either ways.
Because I think if you're in like a good relationship and then you split and then you take that split badly, like for example, you blow up on your ex or your ex blows up on you, I think that shows a lack of maturity. Because, yeah, I mean, we're adults.
Yeah.
Why?
We're in C-Shop.
Yeah.
This is not high school.
If somebody's like, oh, I'm breaking up with you, I'm not going to blow up on them like, what do you mean? Oh, my God. How could you do this to me? How could you do this to us? I'm not going to go full drama scene on this thing.
And, like, go on a rampage.
I'm going to, like, ask a few questions like, why is it you feel that way? Or, I'm sorry you feel that way. I just ask a bunch of questions, you know? But not getting not over dramatizing the whole thing.
Okay, yeah. I understand.
Yeah. I think it's super important if somebody if you can see that they've ended a relationship like in a mature way.
Yeah.
I think honestly it's a green flag. It's a green flag to me because, you know, it's super enough about this.
Okay, let's move on to the next one then.
Pays attention to you. Green flag.
I'm an attention whore. Go ahead. Green flag all the way.
Yeah, I honestly, it feels really nice when like somebody like wants to spend time with you, listen to what you have to say, just pays attention to your needs, and it's just very thoughtful. It's just it's super sweet. I really, honestly, that's a big green flag in my books.
Like, when I say pays attention to you, like pays attention to like things you like things about your personality. Like, I love me some just because flowers. Like,
yes,
just come on over with your just
flowers
because.
For Valentine's Day. Get me flowers for like a random Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Because if you're just getting me flowers for Valentine's Day or for like a holiday for my birthday, I feel like you're just getting it because it's the holiday.
I appreciate them, but I'll be like, oh, okay, that's all they're for. On those special days.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. But if you're getting me like flowers on Valentine's Day, but you're also getting them on a random Tuesday, I'm like,
oh,
it feels like a step up.
Yeah, it feels,
you know
like,
what I mean? Like, but if you just get the flowers just for the holiday, I'm kind of just like, thank you for the flowers, but like, are you just getting me flowers because it's a holiday? Kind of.
Okay, I get it.
Feels kind of cheap.
It feels kind of cheap.
Not cheap. Cheap is the wrong word. But
like the value of the flowers.
The value of the flowers kind of diminishes. That's what I meant to say.
Okay. Get it. Cheap was wow.
Our next one is infidelity of any kind.
Like in the past?
No.
Or like
red flag.
In the present. Like in any case, it's a red flag.
Regardless, red flag. Red flag. I had a guy, like I was texting this guy once, and he literally told me, he was like, I have a big problem with like cheating because my ex cheated on me, and it's fine because I also cheated on her too. And then when I stopped talking to the guy, I gave him a reason why, and I was like, first off, you're like constantly trying to reiterate how mature you are. The fact that you have to reiterate that shows lack of maturity. And you literally admitted to openly cheating on your ex. I had a screenshot of it, and he then tried to gaslight me into saying, I never said I cheated, she cheated. And I'm like, you literally sent me this message, I'm sorry, but infidelity of any kind, because what's to say you won't do it again, you know?
I believe it, and honestly, I can understand people like, oh, I grew, I'm not like that anymore. After a year or two, okay.
If it was 3 months ago.
If it was 3, 6, I don't want to hear about it. Mm-mm. You're still the same person. You haven't had time to grow.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
I agree.
Like, I feel like every person who's like, oh, well, I cheated on them, da-da-da. You need another relationship where you're really into the person and they cheat and backstab you so you learn your lesson for good.
Yeah. Honestly, like I said, infidelity, no. Big red flag.
Okay, red flag too. Cooks for you.
Green flag.
Green flag. I love me some food. I'm a big bag.
I'm a foodie.
Well known.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
If you cook for me, I will be in love with you till the day I die.
cook for me. Like,
Like,
what are
we're
you
getting
cooking
married
though?
on the spot if you cook
What
for
are
me.
you cooking though? I need somebody like cooking me some ethnic food. Don't cook me no
Ooh,
day. Like,
yes.
you cooking me ramen noodles if we both poor and broke. I get it. I get it. But
Honestly, if they just go out of your way to like make you something, even like a little grilled cheese or like a soup or something.
if I'm like sick, okay. But like if it's like,
But
oh,
genuinely, for me, it's the thought that counts a
stop.
lot.
If you're
that
going on a
comes with
date
it.
and like it's your second, third date, and
Okay,
it's like,
if it's a date and they're specifically saying that for the date I'm cooking for you, I expect something a little bit higher. But if it's like a casual night and they decide they want to like cook for me, you know what? I'm not picky at all.
okay, me if it's like, oh, okay, we went out, we ate, whatever, watched a movie, whatever, like we did a bunch of other stuff, and then it's like we come back to like theirs, and then they're like, oh, okay, let me cook something, like whip something up quick. It's like, okay, a grilled cheese,
Or if they just show up in the
cool.
middle of the day, I made this last night and I thought you might enjoy it, and they give me some leftovers.
You watch too
Marriage
many
on the spot.
movies.
I'm proposing to you.
You
In
watch
front of
too many
everybody.
movies.
'Cause
Yeah, you watch too many movies. Like,
I'm a hopeless romantic. What do you want me to do?
I get it.
I'm also an actor.
but unrealistic expectations a bit. I feel. That's how I feel. Like, I don't think anybody's really gonna be like, you know what? No, not unrealistic. I changed my opinion. Not unrealistic opinion.
Because where do you think the stereotypes from the cheesy rom-coms come from? They come from real-life inspirations, most likely. So, honestly, I do think it could be very realistic.
Like I said, I think it's somebody that's super obsessed with you, and he's like, I know what you like, I know what you eat. Like, I.
But isn't that what a partner's supposed to be?
Yeah, fair. Okay, fair. I'll let you have it. Green flag.
Green flag. Doesn't support your interest. Red flag. Red flag. Immediately.
Okay, I could see how. I don't know if it could be, but red flag. Okay, I get it. Red flag.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, well, does he or like she have to support my interests? Like, honestly, like I have some pretty like, you know.
They don't have to like support your interest as an interest, but they should support you in your pursuit of them, I find.
Okay, the pursuit, yes, but like being like really like into what I'm into, I don't.
Oh, I
like,
don't think that's necessarily important because
Okay.
people have different tastes. But it's if you're saying, "Oh my goodness, I'm obsessed with this like this art piece," or "I'm like this book, I'm in love with this book." If they just kind of brush over your excitement about it and they put you down because you like something, I think that's
Okay.
a big red flag.
That's a red
Like
flag.
if they're like, "Oh my god, it's just a book."
Okay, no.
That's
No.
really rude.
And
They
then-
don't have to go out and read the book with you, but they can like listen to you talk about it, for example. That's enough. If they tell you like, but it's just a book, what do you mean?
Immediate ick.
Immediate ick. Big red flag.
Red flag. Okay, I get it. Red flag.
Our final quality is wearing sunscreen.
I'm sorry, red flag.
What?
No, red flag. I saw like a TikTok of a girl literally being like, my boyfriend doesn't wear sunscreen, da da da. And it started off easy, right? But then it was like, okay, she would leave little marks where the soap is, and like, oh my god, my boyfriend doesn't shower, and like, oh my god, my boyfriend doesn't wash his face. Here it is, or like, leave the toothbrush someplace, leave a little glue on top. Like, okay, it wasn't moved. My boyfriend doesn't brush his teeth. It's so funny. I feel no.
So wait, how does that? What does that have to do with wearing sunscreen though?
I don't know.
Wearing sunscreen
It makes sense to me. I feel like sunscreen is it's a hygiene thing. No.
Sunscreen's a protection thing.
Okay,
I mean,
my
like,
bad. Not hygiene. Wrong word. Like you said, protection thing.
It's kind of like I think it has to do like a lot with like somebody's responsibility. Like you need to wear sunscreen or else you're gonna burn.
Yeah.
You're gonna burn and you're gonna be like you're gonna be in pain and it's gonna be awful. So remembering to wear sunscreen, that's like a very responsible thing to do because a lot of people forget. Me, but I try to put sunscreen on as much as I can.
Me
though.
too. Like men will literally not wear sunscreen. Still use a
I won't get burned.
6-in-1 body wash. toothbrush, mouthwash, like
Please.
the whole thing, like floor wax, and still like
Car oil.
and still look as majestic as ever. And I'm like, I don't use no sunscreen. I just got my 6-in-1 on the side.
Like,
Ugh.
please. No.
And I feel like a lot of black people were gaslit into thinking, oh, okay, you don't need sunscreen. You're already black. For a while, I thought that. But, like, I think it was, like, when I got into high school, I was like, yeah, no, something's not up. Like, I'm burning. Like, my face is burning off, like, in summer. I need sunscreen.
There are people who don't burn and they just tan, which,
like,
praise them because that's great. But
I would say, okay, beige flag.
Beige flag.
Beige flag, fine.
Yeah, I agree, beige.
So this is it for that segment, and we will be moving on to a new one, special dating experiences, which is also part of the survey that we started at the start, right?
Yep.
Okay, so also hot takes people had to give about relationships. One time, this guy introduced me to his mom the first time I ever saw him.
No. No.
Must have been dreadful.
What? No.
That must be like... Yo, qualified mama's boy.
It depends.
Yeah, it's leaning on weird.
Leaning on weird. Yeah. It took me 2 years to realize that a guy was flirting with me.
Get it. 100% get it.
That's...
Like, honestly.
2 years?
It's so understandable. Like, a guy I like.
That's true, yeah.
A guy I liked, I was like, I was like, oh, okay, I like him, right? But, like... When we started talking or whatever, he was like, oh, well, I've liked you since this time. I was like, oh, really? He was like, oh, well, honestly, I thought maybe we were going to get together, like, before, like, this year. Like, maybe a year and a half ago before. I was like, wow, you've been thinking this through.
Damn.
Like, I was not on the same timeline. I was like,
yeah.
It's like, but you never flirted, though. He was like, I did. Maybe I'm just not good with signals.
Because for me with signals, it's kind of like, I'm always like...
Everything's blurred.
Everything's blurred, and I'm like, am I just imagining this? Am I thinking too much into it?
Yeah.
Am I just projecting, like...
I feel like you're heading onto a battlefield, like, with the wrong ammo. So it's like, you don't know what...
reference.
See, I got you.
That's a good symbolism. Yeah.
It's like, you don't know what to expect. You know what I mean?
Agreed. Yeah. Broke up with my girlfriend of 2.5 years, and now we're best friends. We're gay. That's fine.
Yeah. Y'all chill.
Honestly, people who can, like, mutually break up and still be friends, that shows really good sign of maturity.
That's perfect, kind of. Like, you know me inside and out, literally. You know? It's like, it's such a great, like...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've had a guy confess his feelings for me as a joke in front of the whole class when we had virtual learning.
Oh my God, COVID times.
Virtual learning?
COVID times.
You had to, like, go through the trouble of, like, turning on your camera, unmuting yourself, and being like...
to be fair, COVID times were hard for dating, bro. Everybody had the mask. You didn't know what anybody's, like, second half of their face would look like.
Yeah, that's true.
No, it's so funny because you would look at somebody, oh my God, they're cute. Oh, but like you gotta guess what they look like under the mask.
That's so true.
Okay.
That's so funny.
No, seriously, it's such a like dead ass thing.
But it's so true.
It's like you'd have to be like, okay, I think he looks like this, and then there he goes, putting the mask down, and then you're like, oh.
I met a bunch of people, like, in my high school, like as friends, obviously, but, like, with wearing their masks.
Yeah.
And I would, like, come back in Sec 5 and we weren't wearing any masks at all. And they would, like, tap me on the shoulder, and I'd be like, who are you? Because I haven't seen the other half of their face. I've literally just seen their eyes. And I'm like,
you know what?
You're this person.
Yeah.
Kind of situation.
I got so self-conscious about it because I was like, what if, like, the bottom half of my face doesn't match the top part? I got so scared. Like, I was like, oh, my God. Like, I knew a guy that even when COVID, like, had been finished, he didn't take off the mask.
There must have been a reason for that.
He didn't take off the mask.
Because, see, when you go through COVID when you're in high school, the guys grow beards. And you don't see it. You don't see it because they're wearing their mask. And then they take off their mask and you're like, you're a whole ass man. What?
Kidding me? Like, how are we 16? You got a full beard, no holes. It's crazy.
Yeah, literally insane. But
like, your eyebrows bigger than mine. Like, where are you going? Ugh.
Don't date your close friend.
Agree. Agree.
It's the hopeless romantic in me that's always like, best friends to lovers, you know?
I get it. You can be friends with like a guy you like or a girl you like. You like, oh, okay, we could be friends first. But what I hate, like it always gets fucked up.
I wouldn't say always.
It always does, or it's a matter of time. I'm not a hopeless romantic, as you guys can see. It always does. Okay, girl, but it always gets messed up.
I wouldn't say that.
It's like, I personally think keeping your friends and like your potential away. You know?
But then again, when you fall for like a close friend, it's somebody
fall
like swoon. You know?
My god.
I warned you.
Oof.
I warned you. I am a hopeless romantic, guys. I'm sorry.
Clear.
But you know, when you like fall for someone who's already your close friend, it's a completely different type of intimate relationship. And it's something so rare, and it's so pure at the same time, and it's beautiful.
Oh, Jesus. Like I said, this is not High School Musical. It is not that deep.
It can be that deep, though. I think there's a certain beauty to how deep it can be.
If you say so. Everybody's entitled to having their opinion, so I'll give it to you.
I was dating this guy in high school, and I knew I had to break up when we went to a Halloween party, and he wasn't in costume. Please stop. I hope you broke up with this person.
That's like, such a, like, we're two different types of people that
like, how can
coexist.
you go to a Halloween party and not dress up? What?
It's kind of like, you know, all those like movies before.
It's like going
American
to a wedding
Pie?
and wearing white.
Oof. Okay, not that deep, but like
not that deep, but it's along the lines of that kind of dress code fiasco.
You've never seen like those American Pie movies, or sorry for everybody who don't know, like the episode.
Ooh, episode.
Where people be like, oh my god, Halloween party, phase. And it's like, okay, wear anything but clothes. Like everybody be like, okay, I'm.
You mean like the Mean Girls like reference with the Halloween is a time where a girl can be a total slut and nobody can like tell her anything about it.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
Sort of
That's Mean Girls.
That's Mean Girls. That's a Mean Girls reference.
Literally, like somebody come in like wearing duct tape. Like,
I think you can make a statement with a costume without going out wearing something you can't like. Even for the episode girlies, like. Why would you put yourself in something so uncomfortable? How are you going to sit? How are you going to, like, move? How are you going to dance? It's a party.
You just drink in a corner, I guess.
The lonely drinker with the red Solo cup, which, by the way, is an actual thing that happens at parties, I have found out.
Same.
I thought it was just a figment of, like, TV.
No, it's always, like, and I say this, like a strange guy in a corner drinking in a red Solo cup, and you're like, oh my god, that's so sad.
Now, I do have a very more serious question. What do you think about having to balance student life and dating life?
I don't have a dating life. That's why I deal with both. I don't have a dating life. I just do school for now. Like for now, school. Dating will come after, or dating will come when it comes. Honestly.
That's a good philosophy.
Like, the person has to be pretty darn amazing for me to really be out there and be like, okay, you're the one for now. And, like, okay, let's see where this can go.
Yeah. That's a fair, like, statement to make, honestly. That's kind of... Okay, so where I'm leaning is more like you need to find a good balance between the two if you're going to juggle both. Like, you can't have your relationship fail because you're focusing way too much on school, and you can't fail your classes because you're focusing too much on your dating life.
honestly, in that case,
They can be codependent, but they have to be balanced and they have to be separated.
That's why a lot of people relationship fails, because it's a lot of wrong place, wrong time.
A lot of that, yeah.
So it's like, it's better to like, okay, like break up. I feel like, sorry, but school will always be like number one to me. And it'll be like, okay, like, it's also in like that category we were in. We were talking about like making a priority.
Yeah.
Like school will always be like my top priority. But
Yes.
like you too, and it's like how you guys can coexist with each other.
Yeah.
If I feel like I'm overwhelmed, I'm be like, hey, listen, this is what I'm dealing with. Don't be upset, or like if you are upset, like know that this is going on with me and I'm handling it in the best way that I can, and I'll get back to you when I can.
I like that so much because that absolutely applies to me. And this doesn't just apply to like school for me. This applies with me for my career, because I'm hopeful that I will be an actress someday. And, you know, actors sometimes have to do some more intimate scenes. And that's something that's something a future partner of mine needs to be okay with, because, I mean, obviously as an actor, there's no feelings attached to it. It's work.
I don't know. Sometimes I'll be looking at them scenes and I'm like, ooh.
That's when you know it's a good actor, because they've done their job properly. Thank you so much for tuning into the season 2, episode 2 of The Vine. My name is Eleftheria.
And my name's Soraya.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.